Heroes and legends, dynasties, fallen dynasties. In the far western side of the dimensions, where it was said to be a no man's land, which was past the border with Passport, the land of the elves, the land they laid a mystical land where the true inhabitants of these dimensions, which will later be known as the Cardinean dimension, ruled. Four human Cardinean kingdoms ruled these lands. They were led by various monarchs and leaders and heroes. Eleanor, the queen of Cardinean, was a racist queen. She treated other races around them very harshly, and those that entered her kingdom was treated not as second class, but as third and fourth class citizens. There, the humans would treat them badly, walk across the street, discriminate against them, making it very hard for other races and creatures to make a living. Only those with exceptional skill or vast riches were treated with some manner of respect if they were talented or if they could fight or something like that. But still, they were still treated harshly and looked down upon. And it started from the crown all the way to the lonely peasant of this land. The other Cardinean kingdoms, such as Mona, who was the monarch of the Hawthorn. The Hawthorn kingdom ruled with many hearts. Their favorite shape was a heart. They loved the color red and they showed lots of love. However, they did not treat the other races as bad as the Cardinean, but still, they had their own ways of discriminating. They were not allowed, the other races were not allowed to go into the brothels or bars with the Cardinean humans or enjoy parties and mix and mingle, nor to have any type of interracial relationship with any of the citizens. Only Cardineans could have made it with each other. This was a small minor inconvenience, as most races would come there to do trade and business, and most of them learned to stay with themselves a long time ago. The other country, known as Spadia, was led by a duchess named Kira. Kira was more like a warrior state, and Kira was a warrior duchess, and she led the state as a warriorhood. They manufactured weapons for the other Cardinean kingdoms. Still, it was hard for them to really get to know the other races, as the other kingdoms were frowned upon them for even trying to attempt to make peace with them. And so they treated them not with disrespect, but they treated them as though they were strangers and they should be stayed away from. Their children were encouraged not to play with their children and the likes. And lastly, we have Darmatan, led by the Duke of Darmatan, Jevon. Jevon had led the Darmatans, was the richest of the Cardineans. They had wealth because of their vast amount of diamond fields and mines. Because of this, the other races went there to work in the mines, and along with other Cardinean prisoners and slaves. But the other races worked much harder because some of them were much stronger than the humans, and so they were worked 10 times as hard. This was the treatment of the Cardinean kingdoms to the other races. Still, this was an area of peace. This land, no type of technology. They lived a simple, primitive, medieval type landscape and environment. These other kingdoms had no idea what was east of them. They had no idea of passport, they had no idea of the dimensional empire, they had no idea of the universe existing, none of that. But one day, one particular race would rise up against these humans and cause so much trouble that all of the dimensions would finally be aware of each other.